वो यहां की सरकार की निर्ममता का उदाहरण है। दंगों में गरीब माताओं बहनों की जीवन भर की पूंजी राख कर दी गई। तुष्टीकरण के नाम पर गुंडागिर्दी को खुली छूट दे दी गई। जब सरकार चलाने वाले एक पार्टी के लोग, विधायक, कॉरपोरेटर ही लोगों के घरों को चिन्हित करके जलाते हैं और पुलिस तमाशा देखती है, तो उस भयावह स्थिति की कल्पना की जा सकती है। आज जब सिंदूर खेला की इस धरती पर आया हूं, तो आतंकवाद को लेकर भारत के नए संकल्प की चर्चा स्वाभाविक है। 22 अप्रैल को पहलगाम में, जम्मू कश्मीर में आतंकियों ने जो बर्बरता की, उसके बाद पश्चिम बंगाल में भी बहुत गुस्सा था। आपके भीतर जो आक्रोश था, आपका जो गुस्सा था, उसको मैं भली भांति समझता था। आतंकवादियों ने हमारी बहनों का सिंदूर मिटाने का दुस्साहस किया। हमारी सेना ने उनको सिंदूर की शक्ति का एहसास करा दिया।
And Mamata Banerjee was very quick to respond. I would say that the politicization of Operation Sindoor is complete. Mamata Banerjee quickly responded to Prime Minister Modi's statement.
What Modi ji had said today, we are not only shocked, but it is very saddening to hear the voice of Prime Minister when all the opposition team, they are representing the country, the world. They are taking bold decision to protect the country's interest, national interest. Obviously, always we protect the country because it is our motherland. We will do that. But at that time, is it the time for Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of this country? And his presence of him, his minister said, like Operation Sindoor, they will do the Bengal operation also. Operation of Bengal. I challenge them. If they have the guards, you go election for tomorrow. Mr. Modi ji, not as a Prime Minister, you are as a Prime Minister, as a BJP President. You are criticizing the government, which government is giving you full support, defending the country like anything. And you are accusing the government. And do you want to blame the opposition at this time, at this hour, to politicize the things? Just as a BJP leader, Jumla party, BJP Jumla party, some people are saying, it is not, I am saying, that hopping, dupping, Jagan's party.
Savio, if you can hear me, there was a bit of a problem getting through to you because of the bandwidth issue. Is politicization of Operation Sindoor complete?
Kartikeya, thank you. Sorry if there was heavy rains in Goa. There's still heavy rains continuing. It's a beautiful weather, so there was a bit of disturbance on the network. But nevertheless, the most important aspect of your question is politicization of Operation Sindoor on the anvil? I think politicization of Operation Sindoor was from day one. When we initiated Operation Sindoor, there was always going to be politics around it. We have seen that in the past. It is the nature of politicians to play politics. It's the nature of the armed forces to defend our country. It's the nature of journalists like you and analysts like me and Ajay out here to analyze everything that is going on. But the most important thing at the end of the day is how the people look at it. The people will look at it suspiciously when opposition parties are not coming together united. People will start to wonder, why is it that people like the Congress are having an issue with Shashi Tharoor or Mamata Banerjee for that matter right now, and Modi having a little bit of run-in and an exchange of words? Because people are not stupid. The people today are very, very educated. There's a lot of information available to them. Everybody, let me tell you this, if given a choice between the armed forces and the politicians, the people of this country will have more faith on the armed forces than the politicians. That's the reality of the situation on the ground. So at this point of time, what is important for us is to understand that there was an operation that was conducted, by the armed forces. We were relatively successful, and we will always continue to be successful because we are very clear in our objectives. The politics will continue, and I don't see a problem in that. I see that's part and parcel of the political game because that's what politicians do. But at the main level, what is important is for us to convey a message to the rest of the world that collectively we are united on the fight against terrorism. We are united in the fight against a terror state, which is Pakistan. We will continue to be united as people, irrespective of our caste and creed, in India to take on an enemy like Pakistan. And that is the message that needs to go. Today, we cannot deny the fact that Mamata Banerjee in West Bengal is a pretty powerful opposition leader and will really do what she can to ensure that the BJP won't do very well in West Bengal. But having said that, when we are defending India, it's not whether she is West Bengal or Modi is Gujarati or I'm a Goan and you're from Delhi or Ajay is from Delhi. What matters is we are Indian, no? That is the most important aspect of what we are. So collectively, we have to fight our enemies. It's like, Karthike, you and I can be at home like brothers, and Ajay as well, and we might fight amongst ourselves over, over some silly matter. And then when we come and represent each other in front of so many other different people, there's not a hope in hell. You and I are going to be arguing because we know how to deal with each other on the front. Unfortunately, the politicians have never learned that. The politicians think it's important for them to open their mouth and make a political point. So maturity or political maturity is something that is humbug in the political frame of things. I think politicians will continue to target each other, and that's what makes entertainment. Other than that, it's nothing. It's an absolute waste of time. People on the ground don't bother about it. What people are interested is in roti, kapda, and makan, and whether they are safe from terror attacks. And there was fear that existed at that time during our launch of Operation Sindoor, whether there would be an escalation of the
I don't
war.
know it's correct for me to say that or not. Ajit, there's a poem by T.S. Eliot called The Wasteland. Sometimes I feel that, our political landscape can very well be summed up by that. It's so much of, there is hope, but there is also despair. I mean, there is strength, but there is lack of unity. Isn't that, Ajit?
Yes, absolutely. See, Karthike, all of us recognize, all of us who are independent of political parties, let's say independent of the TMC, that Malda and Murshidabad are hotspots. That there has been misgovernance there. There is no question about that. So in the debate, let me come out strongly and say that of course Murshidabad and Malda has been mishandled by the TMC. But the question is, the Prime Minister went to speak in Alipurdwar on Operation Sindoor. Now, in the name of national security, in a speech where the Prime Minister should have almost, I would say, replicated his speech that he gave in Gujarat, which we debated and which we found, it was just like a statesman, and the attack should have been on Pakistan. He went ahead and combined his attack on Operation Bengal, and he started laying out the various, the 5 crises violence, lawlessness, insecurity among women, youth, unemployment, everything in West Bengal, he pointed out in a speech that was supposed to be on Operation Sindoor. For the Prime Minister, he represents the country. He doesn't only represents BJP. Tomorrow, if he goes for a separate speech in West Bengal or Bihar during elections, of course he has the right to sort of highlight the problems in West Bengal. But to club the two together when the Trinamool Congress, despite its objections, ended up sending Abhishek Banerjee as part of the parliamentary delegation. So Mamata's point was that when it comes to parliamentary delegation, we are all talking about national security and we, the opposition, have cooperated.
I really ran out of time.
But on this issue,
I get the point. I get the point you are trying to make. I really get the point you are trying to make. Very quickly, 30 seconds to you, Savio. Then I'll close this debate. We couldn't have you in the other one because of the line problem.
Well, I would just like to tell our politicians, as a common citizen, that we look up to politicians to create stability even in their communications, to show unity. Mamata Banerjee, for all negativity that people within the BJP might have towards her, or whatever negativity that people in TMC have towards the BJP, at the end of the day, we are all Indian citizens. And for us, India is important. West Bengal is important. Gujarat's important. Delhi is important. Every state is important because it's a part of the body of India. So let's stay united. We are fighting a common enemy. We are fighting a very powerful enemy in terms of terrorism. Pakistan's not the enemy. Islamic radicalism is the enemy.
I think,
and that's a powerful enemy.
Absolutely. And I think in this context, someone also needs to show restraint. If the aggression is unnecessary, I would really close the discussion on this point because it's not a weak virtue. Restraint is also a very strong virtue. Thank you all of you because this was all on point tonight. I will see you tomorrow at the same time. Thank you and good night.
What is to the nines? In literal terms, it's perfection. But to us, it's not just a phrase, it's an attitude. One that starts at your desk and sends a statement to the world. To the nines is about taking charge. It's a way of life where every seam, every fold, is crafted with excellence. It's timeless elegance and uncompromising quality made for the corner office. It's the ideas that inspire redefining order and elevating the tabletop. To the nines, for the leaders of today and the visionaries of tomorrow.
What, according to you, is the big buzz, the one that's buzzing around as far as the world of advertising and marketing is concerned?
I think some of the data that you're getting with consumers as people are getting connected, that data, that insight deeply into